This episode of Walt Disney World Today is being sponsored by MEI and Mousefan Travel. Mousefan Travel is the official travel agency of WDW Today, and if you're looking to make your next trip to Walt Disney World that much easier by having someone else do all the footwork for you, give Mousefan Travel a try. Visit them www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, August 20th, 2008, and this is episode 451 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hodgeberg of StudioCentral.com, and on the show today is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, is it any coincidence, really, that Scopa shows up at Disney World this past weekend, and there's a hurricane? Seriously, the man is a walking low-pressure system.
I would think it'd be God trying to tell him something, or God trying to tell Disney something. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I think he might actually be one of the original Titan gods that Zeus had. That was his power, was the hurricane.
Yeah, the ones before Zeus, the Titans that made the right. Exactly.
Exactly.
Nice. Someone has been reading the what is Edith? What's her name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mythology book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
very good.
Right. Also on the show today is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Mike,
yes,
I'll
sir.
find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10.
Oh, you're going to need a bigger boat.
The shark will swallow you whole.
Farewell adieu to you, fair Spanish lady.
That's right. Wow.
That's awesome.
Very good. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
What does he say? He says, "Tie me a figure 8 knot or something. Tie me an 8 knot or something like that," and he has to tie it.
Yeah, something like that. Here
Tie me an 8
lies
knot.
Here lies the body of Mary Lee, died at the age of 103. For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad record for this vicinity.
That's definitely not the Haunted Mansion.
No, I don't think so. Also joining us today is the fabulous Annette Owens of MEI and Mousefan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Hi, I'm a little scared to even go the rest of this show. After that beginning. Whew.
And joining us again is Steve Seifert of TikiMan2001.net. Welcome, Steve.
Aloha.
And it's Wednesday, and we're answering your listener questions, and we're going to start out with a question from Vinny. Yo, Vinny. Who writes, I'm a new fan of the show, and I've been enjoying some past shows in anticipation of my trip in September. I wanted to ask you about the Disney dining plan and your general thumbs down on using 2 table service credits to go to someplace like Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, I understand that using 2 credits for lunch at the castle is not the best bang for the buck. $36 divided by 2, $18 average, which is really low for a dining meal. I get it. But with something like free dining, my family and I can experience an otherwise expensive but truly unique dining experience for free. Do your objections to using the dining plan for this meal hold true during the free dining period as well?
No. So here's the
Really?
deal. No, yes, and because it's more subsidized than it normally would be. So here's the thing we tried to figure out when you try and figure out how whether 2 table service credits make sense at a Disney Signature restaurant. The first thing you got to figure out is of that $38 or $39 that you're paying, how much of that goes to your table service meal. So we actually set up a system of linear equations to figure this out. I won't go into the detail, but it turns out that a table service meal is worth about $25.44. A counter service meal is worth $10.08. A snack is worth $2.53. A refillable mug is worth $4.48, and about half of that is the actual mug itself. Appetizers are worth around $3, and 30 minutes of arcade time is worth 30 cents. So doing the math, a 2 table service credits at a Disney Signature restaurant is worth $51. So if you eat more than $51 worth of food, you make out. So Scope and I were actually talking about this today. He had dinner. He used 2 table service credits at Yasmin Steakhouse, had the $45 New York strip and a $12 dessert yesterday. And so it was $57 just for him. He paid a little under $51. That's a good deal.
Well, Newell, if Len says it, it must be true.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to argue with the math.
If you
I'm
can eat
so
more
glad
than
somebody else did the math for me.
I want to
Yeah.
see the linear equations myself.
I did it in Excel. It's actually really simple. What I did is I took the quick service options, which are two quick service, 2 snacks, the refillable mug, and the arcade card. Then I did the standard meal plan. Then I did the deluxe. Here's the interesting thing: to come up with those numbers, I had to assume that under the deluxe plan, where you get three meals of any kind, you eat 2 table service with 2 appetizers, and 1 counter service. That's the only way the equations work. If I assume that you did 3 table service, I get all kinds of crazy numbers. So that told me, and I actually said this on the website, that Disney must think that you're doing the same thing. Disney must think that everyone's going to eat 2 table service meals with 2 appetizers and 1 counter service too. Because if you eat 3 table service meals, you make out like a bandit.
Well, ignoring Len's theories like evolution for a second here.
So,
Was that a yes or a no?
I'm just going to say, I just don't think it's worth it anyway, even though it is free dining, to waste 2 table service credits, because I just think in the long run, you're out a table service meal somewhere else and you're overpaying for it. Regardless if you didn't pay for it, you're wasting your credits over there, and you're going to have to make up for it on another day somewhere else by actually paying out of pocket for a meal somewhere. And
in the long run, we're all dead. I mean, let's face it.
But if you have to use a 2 table service it's free. You didn't pay for it. So if you want that
it's heavily
experience,
subsidized. That's the thing. It's heavily subsidized.
This is the time to do it instead of when you're paying for the dining plan. And then
Exactly.
True. Vinny also says, in general, what are your thoughts on paying for the dining plan upgrade, especially with the 2008 changes of no appetizer and paying the gratuity? For the meals we choose our upcoming trip, I found that paying for the dining plan is a break-even proposition. I was a little surprised by this, especially since we have some meals at Yakinetti, Le Cellier, and a Cape May dinner among our reservations. Granted, the Castle Indulgence and some character meal breakfasts throughout the average down. In your research of typical families, do you see similar results? Do you usually dining plan it when you frequent the parks?
I don't, because I stay at a different hotel every night. But here's the thing: I don't think buffets are a great value on the dining plan. Would you guys agree?
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm
Like
agree.
beer garden. No, I don't think they are, because
I agree.
Because if you look at the cost of like beer garden with a drink is around $27 or so, and you're paying 25 something. There are better values. I think there's a steak at Le Cellier. Is it the Strip? It's like $30 for lunch. That so that right there is a good value.
Right.
Again, not that you have to eat the most expensive thing, but the plan makes sense for people who eat from the things that are on the medium price on the menu and up. If it's low to medium, like if you're a vegetarian or you're a light eater, no, it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, and certainly not the restaurants that are inexpensive, like Beer Garden, like Trails End, like Hollywood and Vine, those kinds of restaurants.
Now, here's the other thing that I looked at when I was doing this analysis for whether it's a good value. I took into account the 2009 dining plan prices, but I looked at the 2008 menus because that's all we have, right? So I looked at California Grill to see whether the California Grill was a good value. Guess how much the prices have gone up for California Grill over the last year, on average? The median price of an entree.
15%.
Ooh, very good. 17.5%.
Ooh, gosh. This showcase and yours.
They always used to give you like the dune buggy. Who was going to drive the damn dune buggy? Anyway, so right now it's break even. If prices continue to go up, 10, 15, 20% next year, then it's a value.
Right.
That's the thing you got to look at. So you got to look at, and I would use All Ears Net, the menus over at allearsnet.com to take a look at that, because that's the thing that's going to tell you whether it's a value. Disney's already fixed the price for 2009 for the meal plan, but the meals themselves are either going to continue to go up in price, or they're going to start limiting the menu options that you have. And they've already started to do that. That's the thing I would look at. But so if prices continue to go up again another 10%, then yeah, all of a sudden all the meal plans do make sense.
Hey, Newell, guess how many questions we've answered so far?
One.
Good guess.
But I have something to add. Just because he mentioned it was his family going, didn't he mention there was family? I gotta just say, if you have somebody in that 10 to 14-year-old range, and they're now an adult for eating purposes, so think about that as well, because they don't generally eat as an adult or eat like an adult.
Yeah. Next email is from Jerry from Palos Park, Illinois. He writes, I've heard from several family members that have returned from Disney World over the past several weeks that it's not been that crowded, and they only had a few minute wait for a lot of the rides. The economy has had a visible impact on a lot of people, and I believe that is why attendance may be down. But do your statistics experiences show the result for the summer of 2008? We're going down soon and wanted to know if there was anything more concrete, or if we could just find that info somewhere. We still plan on following the touring plan as we had in years past, and we used to go in the off season, but our kids are are attending school now, and my wife is a teacher as well. So this is our first summer going there in a long time. So we're anxious to see how busy it'll be. Len, have you found that your predictions have been higher than what's actually happened because of the economy?
Okay, so in general, the crowd level calendars, the estimates that we give there are plus or minus 5 minutes more than half the time, and plus or minus 7 minutes most of the time on average. That being said, we have been overestimating just under twice as much as we've been underestimating. Normally, the way that we do the equations, we're supposed to underestimate and overestimate at the same frequency. So if we overestimate crowds 10 times, we should underestimate 10 times as well. That's how we minimize the overall error. It seems like we've been overestimating slightly for the summer, but just barely. I mean, and it could be weather. I don't know. I mean, we haven't gone back to figure that out yet. We're actually looking at weather patterns all the way back to 2004 right now. I mean, that tells you the level of detail we're going into on the crowd calendar. But we are overestimating slightly. So maybe crowds are down just a touch, or it could be weather. Right. It's too early to say though. I mean, certainly if you look at hotel occupancy, Disney's saying that everything's solid. So I don't know that we would say that there's a huge exodus or a pattern of people staying away from the parks. I don't think that's true.
Okay. Next email is from Stacy from St. Louis, Missouri. All right, hey guys, thanks for the great shows. My question, we're visiting the Caribbean Beach in late September for 10 nights. I have several questions regarding the hotel. We're requesting a king-size bed. Any idea what building to request? Close to the pool, food court, bus stop, etc.?
Do they have a car?
Well, that goes into one of their other questions. Renting a car for 10 days is a little expensive. I have no children, but am I going to go crazy without a rental car at this hotel? Is bus service adequate for the size?
Yeah, it's fine. I would say though, if you're not going to have a car, you'd want to be as close to the food court as possible. Wouldn't you guys say that?
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing with Caribbean Beach is I hate the bus service over there. It's quite large, so I would recommend renting a car. I know 10 days of renting a car for one person, or for at least you and your husband, maybe.
Yeah.
Boyfriend, boy toy, I don't know.
You'd have to be so.
Mike
you'd
Newell,
have to be like
I don't
Mike
know.
Newell. West side of Martinique, east side of Trinidad, north. West side of Jamaica, east side of Jamaica, west side, east side of Jamaica.
I was gonna make that joke. You made me too.
Yeah, really. Thank you. Trinidad South is going to be the new rooms, and they're probably refurbishing them. So
yeah, that's what Stacy wanted to know. Have any of the rooms been updated recently?
So they've done some on the Nemo theme, and they're working on the pirate theme, but those aren't supposed to be ready till January 24th, 2009.
Right.
Although you never know, you could always ask for Trinidad South and see what you get.
Okay.
And I've heard that those are $25 a night more.
Yeah, they were more expensive.
$25 a night. $25 a night more than the same view room elsewhere.
Well, weren't they in the past? Weren't those not the optimal rooms to get?
No, dude. If you're like in the southwest end of Trinidad South, that's about as far as you can be.
Yeah.
From the food court.
Civilization.
Maybe the theming's trying to get them to be more attractive of a location.
Ooh, that makes a lot lot I knew you were on for a reason. I knew it.
That's why you're here.
I called him just another pretty face. I was wrong.
But if you're not planning on eating at the food court, you're going to do your eating in the parks.
Hey, Newell.
Yes.
Newell, how many questions have we had now?
This is 2.
2. Okay. Tracker. Next email's from Rob from Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I just started listening to the podcast right after my last trip to the world in October 2006 and really enjoy it. I thought I'd email a couple questions for you guys. First, my family's going to Walt Disney World at the end of October, and we're planning on staying on site. We have 3 days worth of tickets, and we purchased on our last trip. We'd like to add another day in the dining plan to our stay this time. Can I add another day to our existing tickets that have the no expiration option, or do I have to buy a whole new day Magic Your Way ticket? I think you got to buy, since when you buy a ticket, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you buy a ticket, you can upgrade it within 14 days of purchasing it.
Yeah.
And after that period, it's locked in stone in terms of upgrades. Is that right, Annette?
Yeah, but he's saying he wanted the dining plan anyway. So, and if he only wanted a 1-day addition, he's going to have to get a 1-day
exactly
ticket on the Magic Your Way plan to get the dining plan. So
right,
that kind of takes care of itself right there.
Yep.
Have it.
Rob also wants to know, I was getting a quote online and selecting the room only because we don't need park tickets. Well, yes, you do, Rob, if you want the dining plan. But added a 3-1 Magic Your Way base tickets with the Disney dining plan. Can I assume that the dining plan was added for my entire 5-day stay, or is it only for the one day that I bought new tickets? Annette?
No, it's for your entire stay.
Yeah.
You just have to have that 1-day ticket to make it a Magic Your Way package so that you can add the dining on.
Rob adds, I suppose I should just probably call Disney, but since you are all such experts, I thought I'd tap into your bank of knowledge. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, our bank of knowledge comes with a free toaster.
That Lynn is
Linear equations.
That is such an antiquated joke, though. I mean, really, when was the last time they gave away appliances at the bank? Like the 70s? 60s?
When was the last time we were actually in a bank?
Exactly. What are those
We
things?
did all online.
Next email's from Eric Stebleton of Asheville, Ohio, who writes, hey guys, I've listened to a few hundred episodes and learned something every time. I'm pretty sure that I've learned something from Lou Show too.
Stop. Should learn I really need to give up this damn podcast.
I'm pretty sure I learned something from Lou's show too, but by the time it's finally over, I've forgotten it. Anyway, I'm wondering if you could help me. Oh, that was good. Anyway, great. I'm wondering if you could help me out with a logistical issue. Let's say you're staying at one of the boardwalk resorts. I know you can easily get to Epcot by boat or walking. You could then catch the monorail of the Magic Kingdom, but how early do they start running? I'd like to be able to catch the morning extra magic hours of Magic Kingdom, but I'm not sure if the monorail picks up at Epcot that early, meaning 7:30 a.m. or so. Thanks for your help. You guys crack me up.
No, I would take the bus to the Magic Kingdom.
I think it does start running. What is it? It's 2 hours before the park opens, though, right?
But from Epcot, why would it run from Epcot?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well,
I mean, unless it's dropping people off from the TTC.
Yeah,
I wonder if it does run from park to park. I mean, it does run from the hotels
to
the Magic Kingdom.
So maybe it does. Maybe it goes TTC to Epcot, and then you could go. Go ahead.
Would anybody ever need to get into Epcot for a meal or something early? I guess not, huh?
How are you going to get from the back door to the front to get to the monorail, though?
Yes,
cab. So it would be
swim.
If you're doing that, just go all the way.
Swim.
It's like a triathlon.
It's probably best to just take the bus. I mean, unless you're looking for the monorail experience, in which case, take the monorail on your way back.
Yeah. Although you could do is take a if you just want to get there and come back, take a cab to the Contemporary.
Yeah. Next email, I kind of cheated because we have a certain guest on here that could probably answer this better than any of us. It's from Jill Ann and Lisa of Indiana, who write, top of the morning to you dudes. So everyone pretty much loves the Polynesian Resort, but it can be so expensive. For our past few trips, our group has considered the Polynesian, even shortening our vacation just to stay there. But we always end up choosing a moderate. Should we just bite the bullet for a South Seas adventure? Steve, can you offer a unbiased opinion on this?
Yeah, it's too expensive.
That's what I thought. Exactly.
It is getting quite expensive, actually. If you've never been there, you really kind of got to figure out if it's the kind of theming you want to be staying in. And if you visited it, maybe you have an idea. If you think it's something you want to try, then I say try it. I mean, or maybe try it for a couple of days. Split the stay between some other resort.
Yeah, also try going during an off-season type period. I know that for Mouse Fest last year, I did one night at the Polynesian, and it really wasn't as much as I thought it would be just to upgrade to a regular old garden room from my studio at Saratoga Springs. Mm-hmm. So, in the off-season, you might be able to catch a deal where it's not going to be as expensive as if you go during a busier time of the year where the rates are higher. And certainly,
yeah, absolutely.
You want to avoid Saturdays and Fridays because those are Disney now ups the prices on those.
Well, yeah, I was going to say you got to really be careful now. It's the rates change depending on the season during the week and weekends.
Exactly. Next email is from Chuck from Long Island, aka Sorta Grumpy on the WDWToday.com. Hoorah!
Chuck.
And of course, if it's Chuck, we got to say, "Come for your daughter, Chuck." That's the Beetlejuice reference for the day.
It's the what reference?
Beetlejuice.
What?
That's from Beetlejuice.
It is.
Okay.
When he goes to the daddy.
I mean, I do
"Come
love
for
a
your
Gina
daughter,
Davis.
Chuck."
I do love a Gina Davis movie, but
Who doesn't?
Not that one.
who doesn't exactly?
Not that.
And
Chuck.
that was a young Winona Ryder.
Yes,
Back before
and
she went on her
a
crime
younger
spree.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, younger, right? Okay.
Also, Chuck writes, the last show you talked about rain thinning the crowd and providing an opportunity for easy access to attractions. Do some of the attractions shut down during rain showers? If so, maybe rain strategies would be a good show topic. You could list those that do shut down so that they could be avoided, which would then save you time. Include issues such as how quickly they reopen after the rain stops, and if there's a difference in shutdown threshold between light rain, steady rain, short downpours, and lightning storms. I'll be there soon, and I expect we'll see our share of Florida summer.
Is he there now?
He's there now with Scopa. He's seen a little bit of rain.
And he's just sitting there in the rain. The rain's pounding down on him, thinking, man, if they just gotten my question earlier.
I wonder if I could. Can I? Where's my cell phone? Can I just download that stupid MP3? Oh Lord.
Chuck also writes, I would love to hear you revisit the guest fleecing episode with the regular crew on this week's live show. Based on the 46 posts, it appears to have really touched a raw nerve with the fans of the mouse. We thank you for that email. Next email.
Well, we didn't answer the question.
Was there a question?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The attractions.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
We're not going to answer. You're already there.
No, there are some attractions. Certainly, lightning will affect outdoor attractions by when I mean attractions that are literally outdoors, like Everest, like Cali River Rapids, like Splash Mountain. So those kinds of attractions, if there's lightning within a certain radius, they shut it down. Beyond that, indoor attractions are unfazed by them. If you're going inside, it doesn't really matter at all. Light rain can usually keep things going. Really, what rain will affect more are outdoor shows and performances. Like High School Musical will get shut down if it's like a little bit of rain in the area. The parades, stage shows, outdoor stage shows that are uncovered. Although I can't think of any.
You know what's tough in the rain is Big Thunder Mountain because that's painful. I went on that with Hannah in the rain, and that was just stinging.
Yeah, but don't you think that the rain, even if it doesn't shut down the attraction, or if it's an indoor one that it's not affecting, rain really has an effect on the crowds?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it really affects, I think, Animal Kingdom the most because they have such a great deal of outdoor attractions. Yeah. And I remember I was there for one day where it was just raining all morning, and it was just we really found nothing to do over there. We did like one or two things, and it was just like, wow, there's nothing to do because of how much of an impact the rain has.
Dinosaur.
I'll tell you what is great though is the water parks in the rain. Last year.
Oh yeah, just like a light. Yeah.
There was no lightning, so there was no lightning, and it wasn't cold, and it really wasn't windy, but it was raining.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, we got on everything. It just kind of.
If it's just one of those days where it's just like passing little misty storms, that's fine. And you bring up a great point, Steve. But if there's lightning at a water park, I mean, they shut the whole thing down.
Right.
Next email is from Sarah Orr of Ozark, Missouri. Writes, I'm a new listener and so glad I found your show. I really enjoy it. I just listened to the All Things Polynesian show. Wow, that was actually a good timing. And I'm so glad I decided to book our next vacation there. When I was a kid, it was my family's favorite place to stay on our Disney trips, beginning with our first stay there in the spring of 1972. We aren't going we aren't going until summer. Yes, hot summer of 2009. But I love looking forward to the trip by reading and planning. The last time we were there was in 2005. Fantasmic was canceled due to inclement weather, so we're going to book the Fantasmic dinner package at the Brown Derby. Boo! We'll be staying at club level at the Polynesian.
Was that a Hotchberg editorial comment, or was that the actual?
No, that was a Hotchberg editorial comment.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if that was part of what the reader said. Go ahead.
Yeah, he put in there after he said, "Yeah, this is my decision." The check-in is at 4:00 p.m. What are my chances of getting early check-in, perhaps 2:00, so that we'll have a little more time to relax before heading to the studios? Steve?
You can check in anytime you want at club level or standard level. What they'll do, especially at club level, you'll go right over to the Hawaii building and they'll take your luggage, check you in, make all your arrangements. If your room's not ready, you can go off and go to the lounge or go off to the parks anytime you want.
Yeah.
And of course,
so what time are they getting there?
They're there pretty early. I want to say they get in. It's like 9 or I think it's around 9 o'clock in the morning that they're there, so that it'll be.
And you'll get access to the concierge lounge.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Sarah also writes, "Are we crazy for booking the Fantasmic dinner package for our first night of our stay?" Sarah, do you hear this? That was me throwing something at you for trying to book that. Cancel it immediately. Did you guys hear that? I don't know.
Yeah, that was good. What were you throwing the book at her? Was that what that was?
Exactly. Just throwing something at her. No, don't do it. It's stupid. Rather than waste time explaining it here, I'll post a link to why it's a bad decision to book the Fantasmic dinner package and why you're better off going without it. Good.
Hold on, I gotta go cancel my package.
Yeah. Okay, so when's wait, Steve, isn't something going on next August? At the Pollen?
Well, it's close to my 1-year wedding anniversary, if that's what you mean.
It's a celebration of Matt's honeymoon.
Ah,
yeah, okay. All right, just checking.
Yeah, no, we're thinking of doing another Tiki Fest like we did in 2007.
I will be there for that one.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, because now that you're close, right?
Exactly. Now I can come down for it.
Yeah, wait for the invitation.
Wow, Newell doesn't say anything the entire show, and then he jumps on me.
Well, I didn't jump on you.
Yeah. Next email's from Becky from Clarksville, Indiana.
Becky.
All right, hi, love the show, guys. We're visiting Walt Disney World in September, staying at Pop Century this time. We typically visit about once a year, but usually stay off property, so we aren't familiar with any bounce-back offers Disney may have to encourage future bookings. Do you know the details of any bounce-back offers so we might prepare ourselves to take advantage of our next vacation while there? Annette?
And I think she fell asleep.
Lynn?
Yeah, what?
Do you know of any bounce-back offers that they'll be holding in September?
Why is it when Matt said Annette, you said Len?
Oh, I have no idea.
You just lateral to Len.
Yeah, so the ones that I've seen in the rooms are anywhere from like 15 to 40% off, and I think they average around 25% off.
Right.
But so
they seem to be there all the time, Len.
yeah, I mean lately, I don't know if it's just because no one's picking them up, but and cleaning them from the cleaning them in the room or what, but whatever.
Cleaning them in the room.
Yeah.
Next email is from Tanya from Indiana. Writes, hello, Matt, Mike, and Len. Do you know when we can expect the 2009 rates and package info to come out? Probably already came out, right, Annette?
Yeah, they're already out.
They're already out.
Good. That answers that question. Thank you, Tanya. Glad we can answer that one for you. Next email is from Francina, who writes, hello, I'm a Florida resident pass holder with the Disney Dining Experience card. I'm trying to plan my family's next vacation to visit the pass holder page on the Walt Disney World website to get some rates. I was surprised that Disney now offers vacation packages to pass holders, but I was surprised to learn that they now allow pass holders to book a vacation package through the end of the year. Previously, I would have to wait until a discount, if you want to call it that anymore, was published for a certain period of time. Anywho, I'm considering booking a 5-night stay at Port Orleans Riverside in September for myself, my husband, and our 8-year-old son. When I was out on vacation, the quoted price with dining is approximately $1,270 for 5 nights. The room itself is $839 in a standard room at Port Orleans Riverside. The remainder is $431 for the dining. So my questions. Do you think that the dining plan would be a good deal for us, or should I just stick with my Disney Dining Experience card? A large portion of our vacation costs are typically food. We do not budget ourselves to certain places.
How many nights?
5. And it's 3 people. 2 adults and an 8-year-old.
Okay.
I think Disney Dining Experience is better for you simply because it gives you a little more flexibility, and it forces the dining plan if you're paying for it. The dining plan comes down to something where it's forcing you to get desserts. And that's all it gives you now.
Isn't that a pity?
Yeah. Well, the point is that maybe they don't order those offhand, so they may actually be saving money in the long run by using this dining experience and just buying entrees for themselves. Obviously, appetizers and gratuity. I mean, the gratuities included in the Disney Dining Experience, and the appetizers, well, you'd have to buy them one way or the other. So I like that. I like sticking with the DDE. I mean, that's personal preference here.
I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
I found the card was much more flexible and gave a great discount, including it gave discounts on alcohol.
Right.
Not that most families are going to be purchasing much alcohol.
That 8-year-old's going to really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well, since
those Mai Tais, but
since Steve sounds like Len, that's close enough for me. Francina also wants to know, the site wants me to purchase vacation insurance for about $133. Among other things, includes trip cancellation, interruption, as well as loss of baggage, etc. Since we're Fort Lauderdale residents, some of the covered issues will not apply to us. My main concern is cancellation. Without the insurance, the cancellation fee is $100. I'm leaning towards declining, but since I have never booked a package, I'm a bit trepidatious about losing the money. Do you have any opinion on the necessity of this coverage for our trip, Annette?
You're really going to want to talk to the insurance provider if you think there's a reason that you would have to cancel. But like right now with the hurricane that's out there, Disney they were pretty lenient, but you don't know. Right. What they might do. So if you have reasons that you would want to cancel, you'd want to check that out with their insurance provider just to check on that.
Well, we're running a little over time here, but I'll still let Newell pick the next 3 questions, or pick one of them for the next 3 questions. You ready for this, Mike?
Suck it to me, baby.
Hey, you are here.
I am. I just woke up. Not good.
All right. Option number 1 is Podbusters. Question number 2 is Dole Whips. And question number 3 is Epcot closing time question.
It's closing time.
Podbusters, Dole Whips, or Epcot closing time question?
I'm going to go with Podbusters only because I have a feeling where it's going to go.
Who are you going to call?
This one's it's good to pick Newell because this one is very short. It's from Evan, who wants to know, can you make the Podbuster song downloadable? Yes, we can. Check the show notes for today.
That's it?
Very good pick, Mike. That's it.
That was a quick one.
Good.
Well, that's it for us today. Don't forget that this episode of Walt Disney World Today has been sponsored by MEI and MouseFan Travel, who can help you make your next trip to Walt Disney World that much easier. They'll help you answer all your questions, be it about trip insurance, or should I stay at the Polynesian? You don't need Steve Seifert. You can have them answer it for you. It's the next best thing after you visit Steve's website, of course, because we wanted you to go to Steve's website. But MEI and MouseFan Travel is the official travel agency of WDW Today, so check them out. Visit them at www.mousefantravel.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, Annette Owens, and Steve Seifert, I'm Matt Hotchford. We'll see you on the next show.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio. This Sunday, it's the next Walt Disney World Today live call-in show. Get your questions answered fast by our panel of WDW experts. Tune in to Mouse World Radio at 8 o'clock Eastern Time Sunday night. You can also log into our chat room during the show at wdwtoday.com. The next WDW Today live call-in show, sponsored by allears.net, 8 o'clock Eastern, this Sunday, only on Mouse World Radio.